हेलो एवरीबडी, वेलकम बैक। तो शुरू करते हैं आज का हम लोग बिजनेस स्टैंडर्ड न्यूज़पेपर। सो फर्स्ट न्यूज़ इज़ दैट LIC फाइल्स IPO पेपर गवर्नमेंट टू ऑफलोड 5%, which means the government will sell 5% of its stake in life insurance corporation through an initial public offer, that is IPO, of which 100% is offer for sale. Good news for the ICICI Bank CEO, who is Sandeep Bakshi. He is now Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of ICICI Bank, and he is awarded as Business Standard Banker of the Year. So now controversial news started coming after the big fraud in one of the Indian history of rupees 22,000 crore around by AGB Shipyard. State Bank of India has clarified that bank were not responsible for this delay in the probe. Rahul Bajaj, chairman of Bajaj Group, is now no more with us, and he was such a transparent, frank, and unbending leader. He was one of the great leader of the Indian history. News from Tata Motors that CNG electric vehicle sales contribution to go up in the next 3 to 5 years, and volumes to recover after 2 quarters, as per the statement by Godrej Consumers. Godrej Property is planning to invest 7,500 crore investment in next 12 to 18 months, and it's a good news for the stock in the coming few days. Genpact Ramke Estate and Farms to build 14-acre project in Hyderabad. One more news is there that TVS Arm seeks SEBI note for 5,000 crore IPO. The TVS Supply Chain Solutions, TVS SCS, part of the 15,000 crore TVS Mobility Group, may come with the first company from the TVS folds to come out with an initial public offer. Pictures to perform last rituals to former Bajaj Group chairman Rahul Bajaj. He was such and stood for very high integrity in business, a principled nationalist, and many more. Government of India is very much bullish about the disinvestment process. Expression of interest is going to be come out in next fiscal, and it is for handling arm alliance air, and it has along with that it has Air India Transport Services, Air India Allied Services or Air Alliance Air, Air India Engineering Services, and Hotel Corporation of India are with the Air India Asset Holding, and now they are going to be soon disinvested. Now Tata Sons, the holding company of the Tata Salt to Software Group, is likely to remove age limit for the Tata Trust nominees on the board, and till now a trust nominee had to retire from the Tata Sons board at 70 years of age. There were never a fixed term. This shows permanent seat to the nominee director on the Tata Sons board unless recalled by the Tata Trust. And we have also remembered that Cyrus Mistry took over the Tatas as the group chairman. Mistry was removed by the Tata Sons board in October 2016. He appealed against the Tata Sons in the Supreme Court but lost the legal battle last year. And it's a news from BioE. Biological E has sought emergency use of authorization from India's drug regulator for its COVID vaccine called Corvax for the 12 to 18 years age group. Good news for the telcos as auction of 5G spectrum is likely in May as per the report by TRAI, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. So what a massive hit by Ravindra Jadeja, who got 16 crores for playing in Chennai Super Kings, followed by Mayank Agarwal for Punjab Kings, 12 crores. So this is the entire list of the auction held. So it's not a good news for the Russian-Ukraine-US tension. US President Joe Biden tried to send Vladimir Putin an ultimatum about the consequences of invasion of Ukraine in an hour-long conversation that left both sides at the impasse and Russia's intention unclear. Moreover, Ukraine foreign minister says situation is already under control and they are not alone and they are ready for any kind of scenarios. And today we have seen the very huge impact of these kind of activities on the stock market of Indian, and which follows the Nifty and Sensex very low. So here are some political news about the Akhilesh Yadav and their counterpart BJP. So they are mingling about so many things, blaming each other. If you really think, you have to see what they have said, and if you think you have a political aura, you can pause that screen and get their views. So it's a good news for the lenders. Now the bounce rate in the January lowest since August 2019. In pre-pandemic level, we have seen that so many people are not able to pay their EMIs and loans they have taken. So now we have seen that the bounce is rate is going down and it's good for the lenders. So it's a little bit Sudoku. If you really have interest in playing Sudoku, you can find the solution of the previous day solution Sudoku here, and today's Sudoku is for the current day is also here. The result of this will be posted on tomorrow's video, so you can check out your solution over there. What we are seeing in the change in the totally perspective of human beings, now people prefer more holiday with family now than 2 years ago. The survey said this thing. This news we have already discussed about the auction and BioE seeks DGCA not for the Corvax. So we are seeing a good trend may sustain valuation of apparel retailers. We have seen that AB, RFL, Trend, Page Industry, Shoppers and VMart, and we are seeing that festival demand driving this growth, and it's good for those industries. This is not a good news for those who are working very hard since long and they are a little bit older, as the IBM says that they are pushed for the younger workforce more as compared to the older one. Executives plan to phase out older employees, engaged in years long efforts to shift the age composition of its workforce. IBM believed that it need a larger portion of the younger workers to gain interaction in cloud, big data, mobile, security, and social media. Good news for the Europe and Africa ties, as $22.7 billion financial package to support African transport network as well as energy, digital, education and health projects to counter China's reach in the continent. For the sake of public investment fund, Saudi Arabia Prince transferred 80 billion Aramco stake equivalent to 4% to Wealth Fund. It's such a good initiative by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. We have seen the such a uneven recovery is there in the Indian GDP and financials prospect. A key reason for the lower than the expected inflation is because of very weak demand. So we are have some charts. If you really interested, you can see that what is expected and what is the projected values for these inflation. Then growth, what is growth forecast is there. Then rising inflation force central bank to hike interest rate is there. Then demand look weeks. You can see this chart, and one more. If you see the fifth chart, there is a capacity utilization reaches 75%, and the in sixth chart we have seen that term premium has risen fast in recent weeks. So good news for the Reliance. They are going to invest in the satellite broadband business too, and Reliance Industry ended months of specifications just geo satellite communication, and they have applied to the Department of Telecom for global mobile personal communication by satellite license too. Reliance also tied global LEO Earth Orbit Satellite Company for bandwidth and operate the Indian business and provide service to the customer. Again, the cash proves that cash is the king. Because currency in circulation was 30 lakhs crore as on January 28, 2022, more than the double the 13 lakh crores at the time of demonetization in financial year 17. This is happening despite of digital transaction because low value payments continue to be made in cash. If you see in the bottom, there is a chart for every year how cash is still king in crores. You can see this figure. So here is the news: market underestimating growth recovery underway in India. Why it is very been difficult for the market to sustain at higher levels given the multiple headwinds. So in India, market in India can tolerate up to 7% inflation. Once it overshoot that threshold, Indian equity could see a valuation deterioration. That's all for this today's information. In the just 8 minute, I gave you everything, the quick snapshot of financial news.